The cup holders. Oh my gosh, the cup holders. Hi there, and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen my face before, my name is Sandy, and I post every week about all the mommy things in my life. Today I have a review for you. My review is on the Graco Click Connect Double Stroller. This is actually the second of these strollers we've had. The first one broke, and Graco sent us a new one, so I have now assembled this stroller twice. If you stumbled across this video trying to figure out how to move the seats and how to actually use the stroller, click up here and there's a link for my tutorial on how to use all of the settings on your stroller. And if you have come across this video trying to figure out how to assemble your stroller, click up here now and there is also a video on that. And if you have stumbled across the stroller trying to figure out how to disassemble the stroller to send it back to Graco, click up here, there's also a video on that. The first thing I want to talk about is the price. In comparison to other double strollers, this stroller is pretty affordable. We were able to get this on sale at Babies R Us before they announced that they were going out of business for $99, and if you watch it, you can typically find it on Amazon and things like that as well. You can also find the stroller a lot on Facebook yard sale sites. The only thing is they typically don't have the bassinet seat when you're looking for them on the yard sale sites because that is a newer addition. So if you want them specifically for the bassinet seat, then you'll probably have to purchase it new. Because Graco strollers are incredibly durable, you should be able to find one without a bassinet seat on the marketplace or Craigslist or something like that. The next thing I want to talk about is the size of the stroller, because that is something we definitely have to weigh when we're looking at double strollers. As far as weight goes, when the stroller is put together, it is 32 pounds, so it is the size of basically your 2-year-old. My son turned 2 in April and he is 35 pounds, so you have to think about that when you're pushing, when you're lifting, getting it in and out of the car, things like that. So I personally have a Ford Explorer, and when I lay down the seat in my 3rd row, the stroller takes up the whole one side, so it does take up a lot of space. The front wheels do come off if you have a smaller car, but I definitely would measure if you have a car or if you have like a CRV or something that doesn't have a 3rd row, something like that, then I definitely would measure before purchasing this stroller. The storage length folded up, the stroller is 52 by 23, so it does take up a good bit of room, so make sure you measure before you invest in the stroller. As far as double stroller goes, this is the second bulkiest one we have, so I would give it, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it about a 5 as far as bulkiness goes, but that is kind of par for the course with a double stroller because they do hold so much space. As far as pushing the stroller in public goes, it does take up a lot of space. So if you're shopping somewhere like a downtown district or like an old rustic feel, something like that, the stroller is 42 inches long and 23 inches wide. So it doesn't curve well if you're in a store that's not, if you're in a store that isn't following ADA guidelines, you're probably not going to have a lot of space. In a store like Walmart, it moves great. Stores with big open spaces, Sam's Club, wholesale stores, things like that, it's perfect. Or if you're just on a regular walk, like a walking trail or something like that, it also works really well. But if you are somewhere where there are old buildings, there are buildings that were built before ADA guidelines, or any just tight sidewalks, anything like that, the stroller is not going to work. So if that's something you regularly do, I would not recommend this stroller. Onto the wheels. So the wheels for the stroller are not jogging wheels, and I wish that they were. And I should have probably thought about that before we purchased it and got a jogging double stroller, but I really wanted the riding options of this stroller. Because they're not jogging wheels, they're plastic, so they don't, if you have to run across the grass or the dirt, they don't ride as easily, and the kids feel every single bump because there's no air in the tires, it's just plastic. So that is something to consider if you're somewhere where it's like a little more rustic or not paved areas, then I wouldn't recommend this stroller. But if you're specifically using this stroller for walking in the city, then it's a great option. On to some of the features of this stroller. So first I want to talk about the cup holders. There's 2 sets of cup holders on this stroller. The first set of cup holders are the children's cup holders, and that cup holder is great because like all Graco stroller, it lifts up. So if your kid falls asleep, or if you have a kid that absolutely does not like to get in the stroller and they're throwing a fit, you can just lift up the cup holder and then set them straight down in it or lift them straight out, and it gives you plenty of room and you're not trying to lift them up and over something. The parent cup holder it's absolutely useless. The only thing you can basically fit in there is a water bottle. So if you have one of those big plastic like 32-ounce cups from McDonald's or a water bottle that's a little bit thicker, or even like a Tervis cup, it won't stay at all. So it's totally pointless, and I basically just use the cup holder to keep my keys. Also in the parent tray, there are 2 little divots, and those are pockets to store your keys or whatever, but they're really narrow and they're deep and narrow. So they don't hold very much. My phone will like sit in there, but I have a Galaxy S7 and it'll flip right out. My keys will go in there, but I'm not like too confident that they're gonna stay. So the parent tray is pretty much useless. As far as storage goes, there is an extra large storage basket at the bottom of this stroller, and if you've got too much stuff in it, it drags. So it's kind of pointless. If you have a heavy diaper bag or you're spending a whole day at the zoo or something, if you fill that basket up, it drags on the ground and it doesn't work great. So that feature again is pretty pointless. Canopies are pretty good and they offer pretty good coverage for the kids, and I also like that they'll come all the way forward or all the way back. So for example, my sister had my son and my nephew both in there one time, who are both 2, and we were trying to get the kids to unwind. So she put one kid in the front seat with a tablet, and she put the second child in the bassinet with the tablet, and then she just pulled the sunshades forward, and it gave both kids kind of like a little viewing area. So it's nice that you have that option, or if the sun is coming directly at the kids, you can pull it all the way forward and whatnot. That's great. The only thing that does kind of stink is there's that gap in the middle. So I always attach a car seat cover to it, which is fine. I mean, it's not a big deal to just throw a blanket over top of it, but it is kind of frustrating for what you're paying for the stroller that there isn't a way that the canopy can open up so it covers the entire stroller completely on a really hot, really sunny day, or if it's raining. Okay, next I want to talk about the 12 riding options. So all of the riding options are great, and that was my main draw to purchasing this stroller. But I do have 2 complaints. I wish there was a way that the bassinet that holds a child up to 30 pounds, which is basically a small 2-year-old, would also turn forward, because the only option is for it to face the parent or to have a car seat there. So I do wish turning the bassinet forward was an option. And the other thing, and this is the main reason that I probably would not recommend this stroller, when you're looking at the image of the 12 riding options, there's an option that shows the car seat in the front seat and your toddler sitting on the bench in the back seat. This is not, it's not a viable riding option. Like, it's complete false advertising. When you put the car seat in there, the front seat reclines. When you put the car seat in the front part of the stroller, the actual seat has to be reclined all the way back. And when you recline it all the way back, the top of the seat lays over the bench, and it's incredibly uncomfortable for the kid trying to sit on the bench. So it's not really a riding option. If you have the car seat in the front seat, then in order for the toddler that's in the back seat to be comfortable, they pretty much have to be standing. At first, when I realized this, I thought that it was my stroller, and it's not, because I was in Hobby Lobby the other day and I ran into a woman who had a baby in the front seat and a toddler in the back, and I stopped her and I said, "Is that a Graco Click Connect?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Can you tell me, does your seat recline like that?" And sure enough, and she said, "Yeah." And it's not really a riding option. It's really frustrating. So for me, that was one of the main draws for this stroller. That was actually one of the reasons I purchased this stroller, because I thought it would give my 2-year-old a little bit of freedom, that he could get in and get out and he could be strapped in. But in order to use that bench, the baby needs to be sitting upright in the front seat, and she won't be able to do that until she's 6 or 7 months old. So I basically lost 6 months of using the stroller the way I wanted to. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the greatest stroller in the world and 1 being I would never recommend this stroller to anyone, I would give this stroller about a 7. The pros are the price, the various riding options, and the cup holder that removes in the front. And the cons are it doesn't have all of the riding options that I would like, and I really don't like the parent cup holder. And I would say the neutral would be the size of it, because it is pretty standard for the size of a double stroller. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this stroller, be sure to comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the subscribe button. I post every week about all the mommy things in my life. Thanks for watching. Bye.